There's something magical about stolen hours in a city you've never planned to fall in love with. I'm Erin, and today we're spending less than 24 hours in Milan, Italy's beating heart of fashion, history, and unexpected poetry written in stone and steel. We're actually en route to Lake Como and the Italian Dolomites, but Milan had to be a stop in our itinerary, even just for a short while. And for those who are new here, I'm Erin as part of the Scenic Route Traveler, and this unexpected detour perfectly captures what this channel is all about. We believe the most beautiful journeys happen when you slow down, when you choose depth over distance, and Milan, where Roman foundations support Renaissance dreams, where every cobblestone has witnessed empires rise and fall, Milan is exactly the kind of place that rewards curious travelers. My mom and I decided to turn what could have been just another layover into something unforgettable, because today, for just these precious hours, we get to be part of that 2,000-year-old history.
We have this morning woken up in Milan, Italy, technically outside of Milan near the airport because we got in late last night, and we're headed into the city in a little bit to do some exploring before we come back to the airport area, pick up our car, and we're headed to the Lake Como area.
So we started off our morning just taking public transit from our airport hotel into the heart of Milan. The journey gives you this perfect preview of the city. You're watching it transform from suburban neighborhoods to those beautiful old buildings mixed with modern architecture. We also picked up a day pass for metro and buses, which honestly made everything so much easier. No worrying about individual tickets, just hop on and go. The transit system here is really efficient, and before we know it, we were right in the heart of where we wanted to start exploring. There's something quite exciting about emerging from underground transit in a new city. You never know what you're going to get when you come up those stairs. But before we can start our day, we needed breakfast and coffee. So we start wandering around a little bit to find the perfect place that feels just right. Not a chain, somewhere with character. And we did strike gold with this little cafe. The espresso here was incredible, and the food was truly what we needed. My mom's cappuccino got the barista's nod of approval, and we spent the next hour eating, planning our day, and doing a little bit of people watching, of course. After breakfast, we were ready to hit the ground running to see as much of Milan as we could. So we're off, and not just 5 minutes after walking, we turn the corner, and Milan hits you with its most iconic symbol of the city, the Duomo di Milano. 6 centuries in the making, 135 spires reaching toward the sky like stone fingers desperate to touch the sky. And this isn't just Gothic architecture, it's Gothic architecture on espresso. 3,500 statues watch over the city, each one carved by hands that knew they were creating something eternal. Napoleon was crowned King of Italy right here in 1805, but honestly, standing in the plaza, you might feel like you're the one being crowned. The locals call this plaza Il Salotto di Milano, Milan's living room. And you can feel it, can't you? This is where the city breathes. Step through these arches and you're not just entering a shopping gallery, you're walking through Italy's first covered mall, built in 1877, and still the most beautiful shopping experience on earth. Prada was born here, Versace. This is where Italian luxury found its voice. Look up. That iron and glass dome was revolutionary in engineering. Look down, you're walking on historic and stunning mosaics. And that bull in the Turin coat of arms? Local legend says spin 3 times on his, well, let's just say certain features for good luck. But forget the shopping for a moment. Listen to the acoustics. The gallery is designed like a musical instrument. Every whisper, every laugh, every bellissimo echoes just so. Even window shopping here feels like a performance art. This is where Milan gets personal. Away from the main squares, into these medieval streets that survived bombing raids and urban planning, and the relentless march of progress. These aren't tourist attractions, this is where Milan lives. Via Barrera, with its cobblestone worn smooth by centuries of Milani's feet, tiny courtyards where Jasmine climbs the walls that remember when this city belonged to the Viscontis and the Sephoras, before it belonged to fashion weeks and international business. My mom keeps stopping to photograph these doorways, and she's right. Each one is a portal to stories we'll never know. A woman waters her geraniums from a third-floor balcony. An old man reads his paper at the same cafe table he's probably claimed for 30 years. This is Milan's secret. Beneath all the modernity, beneath the fashion and the finances, it's still just a collection of neighborhoods where people fall in love, raise children, grow old, and leave their own small marks on these eternal stones. €22 and what feels like a few hundred steps later, and suddenly you're walking among those spires we were admiring from below. The Duomo rooftop isn't just a tourist attraction. It's Milan's best-kept secret for understanding the city's soul. Up here, you can see the mathematical precision of medieval architects who built this without computers, without cranes, with nothing but faith and geometry, and an unshakable belief that beauty matters. Each spire is unique. No two are the same, like snowflakes made of marble. On clear days, they say you can see the Alps. Today's a bit hazy, but you can see something better. You can see how Milan flows, how the ancient city centers gives way to the modern districts, and how past and future exist in perfect, complicated harmony. And here's why this should be non-negotiable if you only have hours in Milan like we did. This isn't just about the view, it's about perspective. Down there, you're part of Milan's story. Up here, you can see the whole narrative: Roman foundations, medieval walls, Renaissance expansion, and modern ambition. If Milan is Italy's economic engine, then this cathedral is its spiritual anchor. In standing here, suspended between earth and sky, you understand why both matter. If you have more time than we did, Milan has so much to offer. The Arco della Pace is the massive arch that leads into Parco Sempione. Perfect for your morning walk or your evening aperitivo when you need a break from sightseeing. The Sforza Castle houses incredible art, including Michelangelo's final work. The Barrera district has charming cobblestone streets and great galleries. And the Navili area is where Milan's nightlife happens. Leonardo's canals turn into city's aperitivo central. For city views, check out the Ponte Alda Marini, great contrast between historic Milan and the modern skyline. And of course, La Scala for opera, the fashion district for shopping, plus hidden courtyards everywhere just waiting to be discovered. Well, that's our whirlwind day in Milan. We're now headed to Lake Como, but this city completely exceeded our expectations. Even just a few hours, we get a real feel for what makes Milan special. The Duomo alone was worth the detour, but wandering through old streets and finding great cafes, that's what makes travel memorable. So next stop, Lake Como and the Italian Dolomites. Thanks for watching and happy travels.